Today's date is May 25th. May 25th of 2023 was the last day of my teaching career. May 25th, 2023 was the last day of my teaching career. So that's what this date will always signify for me. May 25th will always be an anniversary to me. The day I stopped teaching. Today is my anniversary. Today is my anniversary. If you look at the thumbnail, those are the last pictures I took as a teacher. I was wearing a sweater that I got from Gihareh. You'll see that I took some pictures in front of the trailer. I taught in front of trailer number 9. Well, I taught in trailer number 9. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? So, to celebrate 1 year of leaving my teacher career, we're gonna fill this bowl back up. We're gonna fill this bowl back up. Now, I taught for 7 years. I thought 7 was a good number to tap out at. Leaving teaching, nothing, you know how they say, you gotta give it your all, and you leave with no regrets. There's nothing else that my heart wants to complete or do within the classroom. Anything that, if you're not a teacher, but any of you ever thought about being a teacher, anything that came down to what a teacher could possibly do, I did it. In 7 years, I did it. Field trips, event planning, running committees, you know what I'm saying, starting up clubs, organizations, holding professional developments, taking a team lead. It doesn't matter what it comes down to, I did it all. I even coached a little bit. I came out there just as a football coach. wanted to come out there as a track coach. I did it all in 7 years. So when it came down to, because it's gonna be, if you're gonna teach, well, what grade? Where would you teach at? Would you go elementary? Do you want the babies? You want middle school when the hormones start kicking in, or you want high school? Now, for me, I have a very sophisticated mindset, so I always taught high school. Always taught high school. But you know what they wanted? You know where they wanted to always keep me at? I want to teach calculus. There was like, where's there always a need? Algebra 1. Algebra 1. The 8th graders on steroids. So, my first year teaching, I taught at the 9th grade academy. And the way they thought this was going to be the best thing possible is you got the freshmen in one building separate from the other upperclassmen. You know, people be like, I'm still this year many years old. I never used y equals mx plus b in my life. It's like, yes, you do, bitch. You may think about it in a different way, but y equals mx plus b is one of the most famous shits. It's the slope intercept formula. M is the slope. That is your rate of change. X is your independent variable. B is your starting point. And then y is your dependent variable. The value of y, your output is going to depend on, well, how much you put in the starting point. So I was a math teacher and I used to do this shit off the top of my head. I could do it with the cartoons. I can do it with whatever the fuck you want to talk about. So for instance, let's say you're going to hop into a taxi. Automatically, the taxi is going to say it's a minimum of, matter of fact, people don't get in taxis too much. Let's go to the fucking store. We all go to the store, right? Now, I'm pretty sure you've been to a store and it says, in order to use your credit card, there is a minimum that you must purchase at. So that is a starting point. That is your B. Let's just say they say if you want to use your credit card or your debit card, you're going to have at least a $3 minimum charge. So that's your starting point. That should be. Well, let's say you come in this bitch and they sell shirts for, I don't know. Let's say let's make the math simple here. Let's say they sell shirts for $10. That's your rate of change. All right. So what is it? What is your total cost going to depend on? Your dependent variable is going to depend on, well, how many fucking shirts do you plan to get? Well, if you get 5 shirts, 5 is your input here. 5 shirts. They cost $10 a piece. 10 times 5 is 50 plus that minimum charge. You know what I'm saying? $53 your fucking shit. But then we got all these other variables like taxes and all this other stuff. The equation gets way more complicated. And so there's so many ways to sit there and think about it. But usually they give you the taxi problem. Now, the other thing is with teaching, they used to say, well, one of the frustrations is you'll give a student a problem and it's not that they can't do the math. They just don't live. They live a certain life. So whatever the fuck you're talking about has no application to them. So they'd be like, yo, Mr. Hell, what does this word mean? Or what is this? And so you got like, oh, let's draw a picture of this shit. How they gonna draw a picture? They don't know what it is. And it's not, and it's like, cause you say, if you ask a giraffe to climb a tree, it might think it's stupid. And if you ask a monkey to fucking go get some shrimp at the bottom of the sea, it might not make it. Those are two different settings and environments. That's not where it thrives. But these are things you have to go through as a teacher. Outside of getting students prepared to approach a problem, they might not be equipped with the proper tools. because they had the whole No Child Left Behind. So you see students getting pushed along and moved along, not being held accountable, and they are not academically prepared for the next topic, the next subject, the next skill. But I wanted to teach high school so I could talk to them very bluntly. I felt like at high school I could talk to them and say, yo, da 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 da, and you would be able to understand. Elementary, we talking about colors and shapes and stuff. In middle, their hormones start acting up. Middle school is when you start seeing people have babies. People's getting pregnant. People are having sex in middle school. And the way we view society, those become the popular kids. The popular kids become the ones who are having sex and shit. Those become the popular kids. And so and this is like, that's real life and it happens, right? And he also claims, who knows? I don't know. Who knows, right? But what's the conversation that happens after that? Do other kids when all of them talk about, and they friends as friends, and they talk about this person having sex in the bathroom stall, do they shun that? No. That's cool as shit. Damn, that's what they, you know what I'm saying? It's the end of the year now. And then it comes down with the smarter kids. What incentive do they have for being smart, or to do well in school? What incentive do the students have to be smart and get good grades? And it's simple shit like that. And because they talk about a student getting in trouble for selling candy. Whoa. But they don't want the students to be able to sell candy or to be able to own their own and merchandise themselves on school property. They don't have entrepreneurial classes. They don't teach you to be a businessman or a businesswoman. But then you start to live in a time where you need money, right? And if your parents is not going to be able to get you the clothes and shoes that you want, but you figure out a way to get money to get clothes and shoes that you want, what are you more likely to do? If you want attention, you don't get enough attention at home. You don't get enough attention from this parent. They say it all the time about with girls, right? An absent father, for whatever reason, not pouring into his daughter. They talk about that so much. So when these other boys start to give her compliments and she starts to fill out in her body, so niggas is looking at her, what is the man said? No man would be attracted to a Euclidean woman, a flat-chested, flat breast, flat everything. She started filling out, niggas giving her negative attention, but she don't perceive it as anything, and she has no father that's always pouring into her, so that when these niggas say X, Y, and Z, she don't give a fuck about what they talking about. Now it's, I'm finally getting some attention from a male. What's important? Whatever the fuck you wearing on the first day of school, and the conversations you have, right? Conversations you have. But what's important? Whatever the fuck you're wearing on the first day of school. People checking to see what shoes you got on, what pants you... Bro, we used to walk in school. We can get there. I used to walk in school. One of the scariest things to fucking hear in the hallway was, jean check. Niggas was going to look to see what jeans you had on, and if they could, it would be a crowd of people around you, and they was going to fry the fuck out of you just because you ain't had the right jeans on. So it was best to just have some Levi's on. If you just wanted to get through the school without getting joked, put on a white tee, some Levi's, and some Air Force Ones, and won't nobody... You was good. You was cool. You could wear that shit every fucking day. Niggas gotta see what the fuck you got. Show off your fucking outfit by going to go sharpen your pencil. And that shit scary as fuck. Walmart and Payless shoes. Now, the thing is, I got this shirt right here from Burlington. But Walmart and all them other, like them whatchamacallits, them is okay to get shirts from, bro. They gonna have cartoons on the shirts. Everybody, who don't like cartoons? People like cartoons. Or they gonna have some funny sayings. It might be corny or whatever. Those are conversational pieces. And now, what you kind of see is, when it come down to shoes, you know, one of the most famous pair of Yeezys are the Wave Runners. When I first saw the Wave Runners, I was like, are y'all serious? This is a shoe that costs $300-something? That's going crazy? And you know what it is? It's a dad shoe. It's a dad shoe. Because what comes down to it, it comes down to, do you feel comfortable in it? One. Two, you start to, because it was, who really put you on? Now, when you saw the Asian who really wear nothing but J's, and then you see that one day he might throw on some New Balances or some other shit, it's like, man, it's just how you rock this shit. It's how you rock this shit. And the other part about that is the price. I remember this one dude, he would sell something, he used to sell his stuff, he said it's based off donation. Cause when you pay for some shit, Like, paying for this, or the lighter that I just paid for, it didn't matter how much that shit cost. I wanted it that fucking bad, and boom. Or now Yeezy got the $20 shoes. And it's like, man, for $20 and boom, 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 like that, cause it's like when you figure out where's your money being spent, how is it being spent, and when you work an hourly job, you got to think, if you make $10 an hour, that means 1 hour of your life was worth $10. And then when you start to spend it, you say, well, 1 hour of my life was worth a shirt. I had to put in this much time. I had to do this much work for a shirt. I got to do this much food. I got to do this much work for some food. And these are things that really play with your mind. Because then you start to really figure out, man, if I got to work this long and this hard just to be able to buy this shirt, this shoes, this whatever. He said it. We're the only species that operates off a currency. Nothing the fuck else in the universe operates off of money. And then in general, if you ask somebody off record when they're not at work and you just catch them off the run, like, yo, how much is your time worth? How much is your time worth? How much is an hour of your life worth? You gotta sit there and really think about that shit. There was this great question, and I forget how he set it up. But he said something along the lines of like, would you rather have $1 million today if you died tomorrow? Or would you rather keep living? It was something along the lines of like that. You can get $1 million today. You died. You wake up dead tomorrow. Hey, hold on, that's a joke. I forget what movie it is. I forget what movie it is, but Kevin Hart and the one boy be talking. It might be a scary movie. Maybe one of the scary movies. He said that nigga woke up dead. How he wake up dead? But this shit made sense. Like, the nigga woke up dead. So, would you rather wake up dead tomorrow? If you got $1 million today, would you rather wake up? You would die tomorrow morning. Would you which one? Or would you rather live the rest of your life? Niggas be like, I'd rather live the rest of my life. Okay, that lets you know how important money is. Your life is worth more than $1 million. You would rather have your life than $1 million. Now, I say all of this because I don't knock teaching at all. When people sit there and think about it and look at it, as a teacher, you have every weekend off. You have every major holiday off and your summers. You're getting paid on a salary. So that means your job isn't dependent upon you punching a clock and how much time you put in. The more or less energy that you exert into it, you're still going to get the same amount of pay. Now that puts you in a different mind state as well. Because it's like, I'm going to work this hard and get this pay, or I'm going to work this less and I'm still going to get this amount of pay. And then so as a teacher, what do you start to do? You got to figure shit out because you don't want to take work home. Now you're giving yourself homework. It's like you done planned the assignment. You had to do it yourself to find out any flaws in this and third. Then you had to give it to them. You had to administer it, and then you got to grade it. That's all just within one assignment. Well, it's like, you know what? you're gonna be the person that passed out the papers. Can you grade these papers for me? And you find the ones who, there's certain ones that they just love grading. Heck yeah, they want to grade. And they want to see who got what grade and this and the third, boom, boom, boom. They nosy like that. And it can just be y'all secret. Like, don't go around tell nobody what they got on this and the third. You start to divvy up your work and your tasks to your students. And that was one of the things, before I left Jersey, that was something that if you look at some of my first YouTube videos, it's cartoons. Appreciate you, Texas Source. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you for tapping in, tuning in. At some point, I'll circle back to the STDs that you mentioned. So, I'm gonna recap my teaching experience. Year one, I hosted a talent show. I said, I think we should have a talent show. They said, yeah, everybody says that, but who's going to put the work in? Who's going to actually do it? And then I have auditions. And then when I go back to the principal and say, yeah, I have these many contestants and this and that, he said, whoa, whoa, whoa. You got contestants? You had auditions? When is your event? Is when? At what time? Oh, we need security. We got to sell tickets. Everybody started moving in. I gave them all money. I gave them all gift cards. First place might have been $125. Second place might have been $75, and third place might have been $50 or something. I bought that myself out of my own money. Then I got school spirit. I'm gonna do my best to participate in the good days, the days I want to. I'm gonna participate for the most part. If it's a good spirit week, I'm participating. I'm participating. So they had this thing called Twin Day. I chose a boy and a girl. I bought all of us matching Jordans and my favorite Jordans. The Bordeaux, I think they 8s. No. There's Aqua 8s. The Bordeaux 7s. I'm tripping. Those are my favorite pair of Jordans. I got me, the boy, and the girl all matching Bordeaux 7s. I told them all you got to do is wear a black shirt and black pants. And then I got us all some green cardigans. I had a nice little team with me. When Valentine's Day came, we did the candy grams. Going out, getting the candy, back the candy up. And then mind you, they was with me for this. I got them all, and now this is something that technically I could have got in trouble for, whatever, this and the third. All of them in the car with me. We going from store to store trying to get candy. It's Valentine's Day, so a whole bunch of candy is sold out. And then we in the school till 6, 7 at night, bagging up candy. delivering candies and roses to everybody. I had them selling candy grams during their lunches. Then year 2. No, because I want to make the shit full circle. At the 9th grade academy, saw Algebra 1 my first year in what they call open space. Now, if you don't know what open space is, just picture like you watch those TV shows like The Office. It's like we got big cubicles. And so I taught in open space, a big cubicle. That's year 1. Year 2, moved to the classroom. Still teaching Algebra 1. Me and one teacher used to have Kahoot math battles. My class versus her class. We had trophies. My second year, I think I went to Dominican Republic. I came back from Dominican Republic, told them that whole story, the raw truth and nothing but the truth. I was telling them what was going on in DR, bro. Then I gotta kind of speed up. My phone on 12%, so at 10% it's gonna pause, and then I'm gonna just go until it runs out. So year 2, I remember I basically take the highlights. I went to DR. Start the student council. I had students. This time had the whole school voting. Had the students put up had the students make videos to say, hey, my name is such and such, and this is what I'm running for. Then we had elections, had the whole school vote, student council. We running the events, running all the events. Then this is where I have the field trip. This is where I do the field trip. We go to Six Flags for their physics day. I would have participated in the egg drop contest. We were too late to hop on that and be submitted for that. We get there. I say, go ahead, y'all. Ride them rides. They had the time of their life, boy. They had the time of their life. I said, just be back here by this time. Make sure you got somebody's phone number that you can text. We all make sure we all back. We got everybody back in one jank. It was a beautiful trip. No issues. No issues. Damn. So, yeah. Highlight of my year 2, I feel like that's that. Now, year 3, move again. Year 3, I moved to the School of Communications. This time I'm teaching geometry. And I get my first honors class. Now, you know me, well, if you don't know, I took the practice test the first time. I had to get, the minimum score was 160. I did not get it. My worst subject was geometry. So, luckily, in my student teaching year, I had to teach geometry, and through teaching it, I was able to pick up on certain axioms or proofs or formulas that I might not have known. All right, that was a 10%. That was a 10% warning. I had to pick up little axioms and formulas, and so I just used those, and I was able to pass my practice test. Then year 3 was beautiful. That was my first honors class. The students, that was actually my first time ever having a birthday party. The students did a surprise birthday party for me. That was awesome. I had went to I had went to Canada. I went to Montreal, and then when I came back, I gave all this is just for my honors class. I gave them all little souvenirs. A couple of them still got those souvenirs too. And yeah, year 4, I moved. Year 4, I moved to Georgia, and then this is the year COVID hit, so that year got cut short. Well, it didn't get cut short. It was just classroom time. Basically, we moved to teaching, being able to teach through Zoom. Year 5 was virtual. On Zoom. I think year 5 was the first time I didn't buy an outfit going back to school. Might have been year 5 or 6. Year 6, we get partial. We got students online and students in person. And then year 7, it's my last year. Now, highlights from year 7, I hosted a professional development. Well, one highlight during year 6, I hosted my first pop-up at the mall, selling my art. Year 7, hosted my first professional development, and I published my book. I started the skate club. It was called Fever Skate, Forever Skate. We started the skate club. And then mentally, I'm checking out. I'm like, yeah, this is my last year. Earlier that year, well, at the end of the previous year, I had applied for a grant to do. Didn't get the grant. And I got frustrated. I'm like, well, what part of this do you not feel like is a feasible plan? I was talking to manufacturers and all of that. Ended up applying for a loan, and I spent the entire loan on props. Got a dirt bike, ponchos, a guitar, a snake. This is all in March. Went and did the project extension photo shoot and shit in Hawaii. And then while I'm in school, I started wearing head wraps. I started wearing. I got pictures of this too, cause I had a, from the '90s, those overalls. I had that, and I had bought that so I could go to that Millennial tour. Never ended up going through that with that, and so I ended up wearing that in school one day with the head wrap, the headband. Then they like, yo, that's when I got this bag too. This bag that I be carrying. Got this bag, and I started wearing that. Bro, the way I started dressing, it was like they said, yo, you like Avatar, yo. I was really looking like a monk out that joint. Some days. I recorded my first 2 episodes of Tangential Thoughts. One was with one of my baseball students, and another was one of my coworkers. Me and my coworker went to the park. Me and one boy, we did it at the baseball field, pitching him drinks. I phoned him pictures and asked him questions based off my book. I did a couple raffles for my books. Made a shirt for my book. And yeah, I had got to that point, man. I was telling y'all, this is my last year, y'all. Y'all my last group of students. And I want y'all to do well. But at the end of the day, you're gonna go off into the next stage of your life, and if they had to ask you, you should have learned this. So who was your teacher that you should have? I gotta make sure I can vouch for you. So just put the work in. Let's get this stuff done, and y'all be on your way. I ain't trying to hold y'all up. I'm trying to I want everybody to succeed and get to the next level. I took Benji to school before. They took around Christmas. He took pictures of Benji, and I pulled him. And if I knew what I knew now, I'd been walking around the classroom with my snake. I would definitely had my snake in the bag and just brought him with me. But as soon as school ended, did a photo shoot. I started pursuing the acting, the movie directing. That's what I had the mindset for. Those were the ideas coming to me. I was making scenes. This is the first project, one of the scenes, right? The real grand scheme idea was riding across a dirt field, motorcycles, you see the dust kicking up. And then it's a girl underneath a tree. Reading my book. I wanted to do this other joint. I like how it's a shorty, I forget her name right now, but she had a song. Either way, in one of her visuals, she lit some stuff on fire, and I think her whole album is like her name on fire. I didn't get to do that. That's something I wanted to do. But I started just having scenes in my head, and I even had a cowboy scene in my head. Like I wanted somebody to be shooting a gun, and then I'm on the side of the tumbleweed smoking. Loading my gun up, and then my bitch would pull up on the motorcycle, and I would spin out, boom, 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 and hop on the motorcycle, and the bitch would ride off. There's this thing that the actors can do. It's called, I forget what it's called, backstage or something like that. And I even posted a whole movie script on that. Like, yeah, y'all, there's the roles y'all gonna play, this and the third. It was all bitches, though. It was only roles for bitches. And it was supposed to be like my little love story. And I had one bitch who knew how to play guitar. I had another bitch who knew how to ride the motorcycle. So one bitch she gonna teach me how to play the guitar. One bitch she gonna teach me how to ride the motorcycle. This bitch, this my young bitch. She just, you know what I'm saying? She not mature enough for me or whatever. Then it was like 5 different things. But then I ended up eventually choosing, you know what I'm saying? I think we never got to shoot the movie. And then producing and publishing a movie was there's so many hoops, steps, and things to jump over depending on where you want to put your movie at. Well, I said I'm gonna just do a YouTube movie. And that's what I kind of have now done this past year. Turn my life into a documentary. And so now we have a YouTube documentary. And the playlists represent the different versions and aspects of myself. Because they say find a title that every part of you can exist freely under. That psychic part of me, the intellectual part of me, the author part of me, the actor side of me, the creative director side of me. Now, the entrepreneurial side of me is still very creative and artistic, and I show that side off. And now it's the business, you know, it's the business. Because I've also Bailey's had a set of puppies, and I sold them before. So my role in education has greatly diversified, teaching people random information, facts, and things through my conversation here. My dog is still gonna be running freely through the business. Oh, see, come on, every time, bro. No regard for nothing. Spider was bothering. So I gave up a secure lifestyle to go be happy. And I'm doing it right now. I'm putting those pieces together. I'm doing it, right? I'm working the job at Burlington, using that to fund my passion. Yeah, this time last year was the first time I gave myself a body. And I ask myself every day, what can I do? What can I do? How can I create? Because for me, I wanted to go down as the greatest artist to ever live. And when we talked about greatness, it doesn't mean best. It refers to impact. How do you increase your impact and your influence? I keep getting these signs and synchronicities saying that I'm on the right path and it's all going to work out. Because happiness is a state of mind. I know what captures my attention, and I know what I could spend hours and days doing that would make the time. It's yesterday. I gotta be honest. Even when I'm at work, I sat down just to edit some visuals and post some visuals. I said that's what I would do if I had my own business. That's what I would do. I take smoke breaks. That's what I would do if I had my own business. Phone is on 4%. Phone is on 4%. Yeah, and now, you know what I do? When I find myself getting annoyed and frustrated, I question myself, why does this frustrate me? Why does this annoy me? And then after that, think about my business. How I want it to run. And that's why I gotta get this car. Because that puts me back in the, that way I can become my own boss. Who are you going to work hardest for? Yourself. Who are you going to work hardest for? Yourself. I can list off things I can do that's going to make me happy. Some people might say one thing. I can say multiple things. And I think one of the other parts of it that just kind of came to me is, why does it have to be things? When I say I am happy, can that just mean that I'm happy and content with myself? I don't need things to be happy. I would like them. They're nice. I could be wrong, but I think your greatest happiness is your freedom. Anybody who's free to say and do and express themselves however they want to, I would think that's a happy person. The 3%. I like to ask myself some tough questions. After 7 years, what did teaching teach me? What did being a teacher teach me? To trust myself. To believe in myself. Because people look to me for guidance. Students would skip class just to be near me, be around me, to talk to me. They'd rather spend their lunch with me. They'd rather go outside and play football with me. They wanted to laugh and joke with me. Somebody just asked me for a recommendation letter, and I don't even teach anymore. And I got asked for one of my former students asked for a recommendation letter. Before I left, one of my students said, "I'm going to be a math teacher because of you." With 2% left on the phone, because I applied for it. I applied for it. I definitely applied for it. So, if I ever got the chance, I'm going to make sure you all know that I at least asked if I could. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.